How to show that you're a confident woman on your CV or even in a performance appraisal, well, that kind of largely comes down to clarifying your monetary value to your boss. Watch till the end, and I'm going to share with you how even if you sit on the charmingly called cost center side of the business, this tip can completely work for you as well. So first, subscribe to my channel for videos that are going to help improve your career hugely, and click the bell so that you never miss one of our videos. I'm Dr. Suzanne Doyle-Morris, founder of Inclusive, and I have spent 15 years helping women get the careers that they deserve and they want through coaching, consulting, and as an author. I've told many of my clients this tip and worked with them on it about making the money on their CV, and it really works every time. We're talking about your competence related to monetary value. So on your CV, identify the type, the number, and the monetary value of tangible projects that you have helped delivered. So this tip is all about how we talk about your numbers, because normally we spend so much time perfecting and honing the words on our resume or CV, we forget that it's actually the numbers most employers are interested in. And I know most team projects are done by you, not alone, and you're not solely responsible for bringing in all of the money, but this step is one that people all too often forget. So compare saying, I was part of a 4-person team that oversaw a client sheet worth $4.5 million against saying something like, and I served clients to the best of my ability. Now the first sounds impressive, but the second, a bit wishy-washy, which I'm pretty sure is a scientific term. And the second sentence gives no context, but the first sentence shows both how big the team was and how big the contracts were worth. Thinking money works well for virtually everyone. I've even had clients in academia and the third sector talk about the value of grants they've won, increases in membership, or even if you don't touch sales in the corporate sector, people have been able to talk about the way that they have serviced sales teams in order to give those people the tools that it takes to bring in another 200 grand. Or perhaps you work in an area that oversees spend. And if so, talk about how big the budgets that you've been part of have been. Clearly, everyone's work has value, but think widely about how to tie your value to money, because after all, money talks. So before we talk about what to do if you're on the cost center side, let me know in the comments section below if this is making sense to you by writing money talks. All right, so this is a 2-part tip. And if you aren't part of a team that sells or has an easily identifiable metric, well, then that doesn't mean that this tip can't work for you too. There are just 2 ways that this counts when we're talking about the financial value to your organization. Essentially, money you've either made for them or money that you've saved for them. This sounds trickier than it actually is. However, there are also going to be ways to quantify your results if you are on the cost center side of a business. So for example, if you've been able to trim budgets or find better but more cost-effective solutions, well, that too is a metric compared to what the company used to have to spend. Alternatively, you can also talk about potential costly issues that you've helped them avoid. That's big. I had a male client, William, and he worked on risk, and he wasn't exactly sure how to quantify monetarily the value of his work. Now, William had been brought in 2 years earlier after an accident, essentially to tighten the ship, so to speak. But we worked backwards, thinking of what it would have cost the company if they hadn't hired him, and that they had not avoided those accidents. Now, we worked from a relatively simple metric of the clear upfront costs around cleanup. And when he had an interview for promotion, he explained that how he worked out that value, because quite simply, there'd been no accidents since he had joined, which was all part of his role. But then he was able to say, and you know, that 800 grand savings is before you take the time for people coming off their own projects to be involved in a cleanup, not to mention any reputational damage to the company. He said, clearly, my team is just part of the solution, but I estimate the true cost would have been much higher than the 800 grand that I originally mentioned if we had had more of those types of accidents. So this meant William's competence shone, and he wasn't just asking for a promotion willy-nilly, which, given his name, is definitely the right euphemism for us to use. Competence is what we should be valuing. However, in the majority of workplaces I've ever visited, confidence, and even the show pony kind, is valued far too much. And the competent people, maybe like you, are being overlooked. So this is exactly what I've written my third book, The Con Job, on. My mission for the book is to change the way we value people and what they bring to organizations. So if you want to join me in standing up to the status quo expectations of which behaviors matter and help me put an end to the over importance we put on confidence, then click the link below to check out the book. Let me know if any of this resonated and keep up to date with the activity on the book by following #morecompetence on Twitter or on Instagram. Like it, share it with friends or colleagues because you will not be the only person feeling this way. And subscribe to my channel so that you never miss a video. And in the meantime, go and check out the rest of our series on being a competent woman who has a lot of confidence via your work. Check that out, and there'll be more for you coming soon.